And if someone is of ethnic, cultural or faith minority, or a young person under 25, or a woman or a pregnant woman, they will get a special sentencing report. Normally those pre-sentencing reports do mean that the sentence is mitigated, that time is taken off for a jail term, for example. What it means, though, is that white men are going to be treated a lot tougher by judges from Tuesday compared to other groups in society. And that is unacceptable to the Prime Minister.
That's the two-tier justice system right there.
I said twice, would you scrap the Sentencing Council? He said all options are open. Shabana Mahmood, she's the Justice Secretary, she's put out a note just moments ago. She said that in her view, these guidelines represent clear differential treatment under which someone's outcomes may be influenced by their race, culture or religion. This is unacceptable, says the Justice Secretary, and I formally set out my objections, she says, in a letter to the Sentencing Council last week. She is extremely disappointed, she says, by what's happened here. All options on the table. That same language
let's
used
stop there. That was 8 months ago. It's now in place. They're releasing rapists, murderers, as long as they're not white. Look it up. Look it up. Elon Musk's been posting every day. But white people that peacefully protest 3 to 5 years in prison. It's literally empty the prisons of all the third world people you brought in and throw white men in jail. This is the gulags, folks.
We can trot out all of the data that we want to create the sense that there is a bad guy. There is a bad group of people. There are folks who are not among us. There are folks who are other. And I think we should spend a lot more time looking at ourselves, looking at American citizens, looking at white men who are committing violence at disproportionate rates in our country, who are committing crimes at disproportionate rates in our country, including the President of the United States, who is sitting at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
I think the reality is that for centuries, we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good. And we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently. And it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
Now, here's a few clips. I can play hundreds of these of the UK government saying we're going to give white people longer sentences and we're going to throw white people in jail, and they're doing it. You pray in front of abortion clinics, 3 years in jail. You rape a kid, you're a Pakistani, no jail. Same thing in Europe, same thing now in Canada. This is their plan. So guess who's on the menu is the white people. That's the left. That's the ADL. They're doing it. They started it. Yeah, Hitler hunted Jews. Now the ADL's hunting us. Sorry. You're at war with us. We're at war with you now. We get it. Want to hear about how Nick Fuentes is bad, but he's not 10% as racist as you. Your hard-on for us is ridiculous. So you want a war? You got one. Here's a few clips of this, culminating with Ramdami's housing head saying, we're going to take houses from white people and give it to black people. And they're not going to give them to black people. It's to create a fight. It's to make us all fight with each other. It's so obvious. They're the enemy, folks. We have incredible prosperity. Trump's coming in saying, no more BlackRock, take it over and buying all the houses. That's what you do. You got to defend the people, or these elites are going to get totally screwed. What type of dumb elites think they can make everybody poor and screw everybody forever? They're the dumbest people ever. I'm fighting the globalists, but really at the end of the day, I'm their best friend because they're so psychotic. I'm trying to get them to not destroy everything and us with them. Here's the clips.
14 white people in Wales are imprisoned for every 100,000 people in the population. 91
That's because they're committing the crimes, dumbass.
And that is a shocking.
Because you imported military men from Africa.
That's why in the cooperation between our two parties, we have a specific commitment to ensure that the justice elements of the Race Equality Action Plan are robust and address these matters with the police and the courts. And that is the way in which we intend to take forward the practical ways in which we can address the figures that we've discussed this afternoon. The long-term answer, Llywydd, is surely the devolution of policing and justice.
Well, look, I'm disappointed in this response, and the Lord Chancellor is obviously continuing to engage on this, and we're considering our
This is where they
response.
rule they're going to give whites longer prison sentences than anybody else.
But
White
I'm
men.
disappointed at this outcome, and now we'll have to consider what we do as a result.
Well, let's cross live to our political editor, Christopher Hope. Now, it seems to me, Chopper, that the politicians want the Sentencing Council to change their direction here, but they're not willing to legislate to do so. They're in a bit of a war of words here.
Yes, they are. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Nana. Welcome to Huddersfield, where it's pretty cold up here. I've been talking to the Prime Minister moments ago. I asked him twice, will you just scrap the Sentencing Council? It's a quango. You have the power to scrap it. What you don't do is have the power to overrule it. And frankly, the judges now are looking back at the elected politicians here, both Sir Keir
Starmer acts
Starmer
like
and
we're only
Shabana.
going to put white men in jail as if it's an accident. He wrote it.
I'm afraid to say these are what's going to happen, and from Tuesday this is what will happen. Judges will prepare pre-sentencing reports when necessary, and if someone is of ethnic, cultural or faith minority, or a young person under 25, or a woman or a pregnant woman, they will get a special sentencing report. Normally those pre-sentencing reports do mean that the sentence is mitigated, that time is taken off for a jail term, for example. What it means though is that white men are going to be treated a lot tougher by judges from Tuesday compared to other groups in society. And
They
that
already are.
is unexactable to the Prime
That's
Minister.
the
He
two-tier
said in
justice
terms
system right there.
I said twice, would you scrap the Sentencing Council? He said all options are open. Shabana Mahmood, she's the Justice Secretary, she's put out a note just moments ago. She said that in her view, these guidelines represent clear differential treatment under which someone's outcomes may be influenced by their race, culture or religion. This is unacceptable, says the Justice Secretary, and I formally set out my objections, she says, in a letter to the Sentencing Council last week. She is extremely disappointed, she says, by what's happened here. All options on the table, that same language
All right, let's
used
stop
there.
there. That was 8 months ago. It's now in place. They're releasing rapists, murderers, as long as they're not white. Look it up. Look it up. Elon Musk's been posting every day. But white people that peacefully protest 3 to 5 years in prison. It's literally empty the prisons of all the third world people you brought in and throw white men in jail. This is the gulags, folks. And then you got Mondami saying, I got the clips, you've seen it, where he says, we're seizing the means of production. That's Marx and Engels, Communist Manifesto. And Mondami's head of the Housing Authority says, we're going to take the homes of white people. And we found a, look at her at the swearing, look at the she literally rubbed her hand. I mean, these are psychotic loon bats. Meanwhile, it turns out she's got multi-million-dollar houses herself. These are criminals, folks. Oh yeah, she's got, turns out, multi-million-dollar houses in New York and other states. And when he got sworn in, we have the footage, she's like a demon. And I'm just being honest. White women are the issue. I mean, they're like the demon possessed. I'm just going to say it. I mean, it's crazy white women. Here's the clip of her.
Democratically controlled public housing is really important, and that's why when Raquel is talking about the communities and that she's describing, that that's a created community where the people who are living there are like setting the agenda, and so people like home ownership because they like control, and that's been perverted by like deep racism and deep classism in our society. So like we have to not have a racist and classist society, and so that's like something we need to think about like deeply. But to me, it's about control, and why rent control is really important is because rent control alters the power dynamic between renters and who owns the building.
And I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good, and we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity. will require that we think about it differently. And it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
So back that up and look at her face. And she's in the Mamdani swearing in, going even crazy. She's rubbing her hands here like a rat. This is a crazed maniac that I guarantee you can't wipe her own ass. And she's literally, I'm coming for white people. I'm going to get your property. I mean, this is a weapon system, folks. Look at her. And I'll do it tomorrow because I saw videos of her. When Mamdani's being sworn in, she's literally rubbing her hands here like a rat, acting like a demon. She literally hates white people. She lives in all these giant houses she owns, and she's just going to go burn through everything because she wants to destroy people. Look at her. That's a demon, folks. She doesn't want Mars bases. She doesn't want cancer cures. She doesn't want free energy. She doesn't want, no, she wants to take things from white people because it's about her power. And she's an ugly white pig. So I guess it's true. The world is white people. It's white women. And a lot of women are great. But I tell you, the army we face in Europe and here is evil Stockholm Syndrome white women that serve these evil groups. It's disgusting. It's horrible, but it's real. I mean, these people are psychotic. All right, Harrison Smith takes over now with the War Room. Know your enemy, folks. There's his face right there. She can't wait to devour you and your family. Today only, 47% off store-wide on all the supplements, all the products, and more. And this is one of those days that only comes every few months where you get put in 50X every time you order anything with the sweepstakes on 2 incredible super off-road vehicles. On January 6, 2021, a group of patriots peacefully took a stand in the face of now proven election fraud. To celebrate our fight and vindication that it was total fraud, we are running our Patriot Day sale. Today only, everything on the AlexJonesStore.com is 47% off. No discount code needed. Every order placed today gets you 50X entries to win 2 vehicles, our Ford Raptor, $10,000 cash, and a brand new Ford F-250 diesel, $10,000 cash on each one of those. Don't miss out. This amazing sale ends tonight, January 6th at midnight. Go to thealexjonesstore.com and take action now. And then separately, we do surveys with the folks. We look online with what's most popular. Concentrated pure beef tallow with methylene blue and other key vitamins is super popular for years with women. It's one of the top selling trends. So we didn't invent this. We went and private labeled one of the top ones in the country. You want it, you got it. Defend your skin with the power of methylene blue. It doesn't turn your skin blue. It just energizes it. Bovine Blue Tallow is crafted with 100% grass-fed, pasture-raised beef tallow and supercharged with methylene blue, one of the most studied cellular support formulas in existence. Just energizes your cells. Tallow balm moisturizes, nourishes, revitalizes your skin. Is rich in vitamins A, D, E, and K, and deeply hydrates without clogging pores and without turning your skin blue. Today only, get 47% off introductory price on methylene blue tallow balm as part of our Patriot Day sale. Get it now. Bovine Blue Tallow at thealexjonesstore.com. And everybody that's going to buy anything should become a VIP. You get $40 to spend in the store, special deals, special offers, and so much more. thealexjonesstore.com. Thanks for keeping us on the air. We'll be right back.